the honour, Amy Phillip, fantastic ambassador with her husband Simon, who really come up with this initiative.
Welcome to the 2012 Amy Gillette Foundation's Amy's Gran Fondo. Just behind me, 4,500 cyclists are going to make their way around this 120-kilometre course. The weather has turned it on for us. There's no wind, there's no rain, and we've got plenty of excited people who want to get out on the road. Of course, Amy Gillette Foundation do a lot of great work and spread the message of sharing the road, and what a great example of getting 4,500 willing participants to spread that great message.
And they're on their way. The first 200 riders roll off for their 120k journey. Jenny McPherson is one of the riders I see going under the banner there.
With their preparation complete and an air of excitement gripping Lorne, the 4,000 plus riders set off from the foreshore on their 120-kilometre trek, leaving in waves of 200. With all roads being closed for the event, it gave riders the unique opportunity to take in the scenery of the iconic Great Ocean Road and the surrounding Otway Ranges in complete safety.
Well, Simon, we've just seen 4,500 bike riders let loose on the roads here in Lorne, and what a great morning it was for everybody involved.
Yeah, Phil, what a great sight on the main street of Lorne. Last year we filled half the street, this year we filled nearly the whole street. The weather's held out for us. This is the first morning it's been dry on the roads, so fantastic. Looks like it's going to be a great day weather-wise, and everyone's going to have a great time.
I was at the start and I looked back and you could just see this sea of helmets and riders, etc. For you, how gratifying is that after setting this up last year and it growing again for this season?
It's fantastic to see the bike riders supporting the event, and it just shows that there's a demand for this type of event. It's very unique. It's the only event in Australia where you can ride 120 kilometres of closed roads. There's a competition element. It caters for your high-end rider, but it also caters for somebody that's just there to challenge themselves and maybe beat last year's time or get around ahead of the cut-off.
Last year, being the first year, was a little bit of an unknown. We were confident that things would go well. But it smashed all expectations in year one, and this year, as you can see just by looking around, there's a carnival sort of atmosphere, the riders are excited, and for the foundation it's a great opportunity to be able to engage with bike riders, to engage with the community, to be able to actually promote the safe cycling messages that we're trying to get out there, improve the conditions on the road between all road users. And as is visible down here this weekend, we've launched a new bike rider safety campaign called Ride Right, Ride Rules. And they're reminders to all bike riders about the things that bike riders can control. Things like the behaviour when you're riding a bike, how you interact with motorists, how visible you make yourself in terms of having lights on your bike. All those things you can control as a bike rider.
You can't underestimate what good work the ride did last year as far as getting the Gillette name out there, but also the message out there. Those 4,500 people all have to sit down and take a safety briefing, so they are told when they arrive that safety is the most important thing here. It's actually not about how fast you finish or who you beat. The most important thing is that everyone does it safely, and that's the message that everyone needs to take onto the road as well. That it doesn't matter. You might get to the next red light faster than the guy next to you, and it doesn't matter. Everyone has to do it safely because the stakes on the road are so high. And people have to take that seriously and not get aggro with each other.
And of course, it's not just the Gran Fondo. There was the Medio and also the Piccolo, and we had a great sight with some kids and their mums and dads coming out as well. And it's really great to get behind that with not only the kids, etc., but the local community really get behind the event as well.
Yes, the Medio Fondo, that's a new event this year. It's 40 kilometres one way to Apollo Bay, and that gives people that maybe not quite up to tackling the full distance but really want to enjoy some pretty spectacular coastline a chance to do that, and that's sold out quite quickly. And you mentioned the Piccolo, and that's a great event also. It's an opportunity for local residents of either Surf Coast or Colac Otway Shire to enjoy 14 kilometres of their Great Ocean Road without any cars. How often can they do that? And then if you're from outside of town, it's a modest entry fee if you come down and you've got someone doing the big events.
And so how big can we grow it? How big can this Gran Fondo get? I know there are some overseas that are fairly sizable. What's the vision?
I think the more we fill the road up, the better. We can get them out of town pretty quickly. It makes no difference to the timing footprint in terms of how long the road closures are. So I think we grow it until such time as it starts to jeopardise the good experience.
And what an experience it was. Having conquered the coastline from Lorne to Apollo Bay, the field made their way through the Otway Ranges towards Barwon Downs and Deans Marsh. Subaru provided neutral support vehicles for any weary riders or for those that have mechanical issues, and the rest stations were well stocked with Hydrolite Sports hydration product and nutrition bars to help replenish riders' energy levels. Amy's Gran Fondo was a great opportunity for riders to challenge themselves, their mates, or for some to try and push for a podium finish. Since this was a race against the clock, crossing the finish line first didn't necessarily guarantee victory.
4,000 riders, our contribution has been $40,000, and when you put in $40,000 you get this sort of an...
This year's women's event was taken out by Miranda Griffiths, and Tom Leaper won the male classification. Miranda also took out the Subaru King of the Mountain, along with Reece Gillett for the men.
Well, that was the 2012 edition of Amy's Gran Fondo. What a great day. 4,500 cyclists out on the Great Ocean Road. They all got to do it before it started raining. We had great presentations. We had some dignitaries. We had it all going on here at the beautiful Lorne foreshore. Can't wait to do it again when we see if we can improve on that 4,500 number. And I'm sure that most people who went away with a great story.